She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman.
I can introduce you in. All right. Peace family. This is Conscious or Crazy, in the sense knowing what's right and what's wrong versus a mentally unsound mind. This is Conscious said. I have a wonderful member of the family. I don't do guests. I do family members. um, I want her to introduce herself to the people. And I love her platform, and I know y'all gonna love her energy that she brings. So go on and introduce yourself for the people.
Hi everyone, welcome. Well, my platform is Culture Healing. We do everything healing, whether it's food, mind, body, everything healing. So once you're melanated, this would be the page for you. So you can find me in Culture Healing, Instagram, YouTube, podcasting, everything, website, everything is about Culture Healing. Made it simple for the people. So thank you for having me in your platform.
Definitely, definitely.
Wait, let me do
Yep.
mine now. Right? Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Culture Healing. So, I have a fantastic guest. He actually was on my channel on my podcast. Guys, go check out my podcast. You have not been watching my podcast, people. So, go check my podcast out. It's an Anchor. You know what it is? Culture Healing. So, welcome. Well, I'm going to steal what he said because I'm also going to be on his platform. Welcome my family because he was already on the channel. So let him introduce himself.
All right. Once again, I'm Conscious Set of Conscious or Crazy podcast. Been doing this for like 4 years now, and just plan on keep going and spreading information to the people that need it, and just keep evolving daily, spreading positivities. Positivity, positive energy activates constant elevation. Just spreading that information.
It's true. All right, take it away. What are we doing? Go ahead.
All right. So I wanted to touch on because I feel like 2020 has definitely been reflecting the relationships, the functional or dysfunctional relationships, inside and out, even families. And what do you feel trauma comes from? I feel like relationships are based off of, or people start relationships not cleansing trauma or not even being aware of the trauma that they're, been passed down. So what do you think trauma comes from, and what do you feel sparks a dysfunctional relationship?
For me, trauma, sorry. Trauma starts from the family pathology. It starts from the cycle in the family. What dysfunction that person have, they don't try to change that, and then they pass it down to, the lower, and they keep going lower. So that's where the dysfunction comes from, where the family doesn't even know that they have a dysfunction. They weren't even taught that the family had a dysfunction, and they just continue to live life. Like, for example, perfect example, when it comes to disease in the family, people think disease is hereditary. What is hereditary, as everyone would know, is the eating of the family. We didn't know that, but we continue to do all those soul food and all those good junk
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yep.
So it's basically the same thing when it comes to trauma. And then when you go into a relationship, you don't even know that you have trauma. So when a person do something similar to the things that might trigger your trauma, all hell break loose, right? And you don't even know that, yo, I ain't even
Yep.
breaking loose from my own emotion. Like, I don't think that whatever that person did actually hurt me, but it hurt the trauma of the thing. So it takes a lot of unpacking of that for you to really find yourself and realize that most of the time the things that you used to react to, they may have nothing to do with you, and you could care less about those things. So that's
Exactly. Yeah.
where the healing comes into play.
Yeah. It's like four types of trauma. So hurt, neglect, rejection, and abuse. And
Yes.
that's definitely reflected in our. I feel like in
Their
every
lives.
melanated family structure, some there somewhere. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think yeah, it's trauma that needs to be.
All right. Well, give me. Wait. Cut this out.
So
Hurt.
once again, hurt, neglect, rejection, and then once again abuse. And
Mm.
I feel like that happens, in and out.
of the
relationship period,
melanage.
and also in the family structure. And
It's true. It's true. It's very true. And I feel like we have been thriving on those emotions for so long that we don't see that these emotions are basically the melanated household um, breakdown of just bad happenings all the way across the board,
oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Completely. You were going to say something?
Yeah, I always reflect. So this movie, I feel like the people know this movie. If I'm, it's called Baby Boy, and
Yes.
this film, this film reflects pretty much, the dysfunction
Melanated.
of a of relationships. Period, and
Yes.
what he called his
Normal.
residence a crib. You know what I'm saying? He's a baby boy. And
Mm-hmm.
it exposed how immature or undeveloped, I say, he
Yes.
truly was. And his father not being in the picture really affected things, and his mother pretty much taking on both roles, because his
Yeah.
mother was his mother was a strong woman.
Yes.
She
Yes.
had her ways.
Yes.
And yeah, it just exposed the dysfunction in our relationships.
Mm-hmm. And
How
those are
did
the.
you
Go ahead.
mhm.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
How did you feel about the infidelity that he was doing, the constant infidelity he was doing against the woman that he truly loved?
For me, I feel like he one didn't know what love was, right? He was trying to find that. And for me, I think because his mom was so tough, he wasn't able to develop his feminine side, his feminine feel within his body. See, he was jumping from one female to another, trying to find that stability, that balance that he knew he was missing, but he wasn't sure what that looked like. So for me, he was mostly just visiting what it is I'm looking for, but he doesn't know, so he keep jumping from one thing to the other. And then these females that he's sleeping with, they don't even know what to give, and what they're giving is baseless. So then he moves on, and they are like, "What the heck did I do?" Right? So they're both looking for something, but those they don't know what they were looking for in the
Yeah,
first place.
exactly. Yeah, they just lost fish.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I feel like I reflect pretty good on that film. Overall, I'm glad he finally got it together. But yeah, he definitely
It took a while. It
it took
truly
a
took a
while.
while. And for me, if I feel like the female too have to take accountability in the role that she played, because even though he was back and forth, she keep accepting him back in a riley manner as well. You know what I mean? And then when he comes in, it's not a happy home. She's not happy because she know he betrayed her, and he knows he betrayed her. The guilt of loving her and betraying her, and you see how that goes. It's like a back
Yeah,
and forth, not just with themselves, but with each other. And they don't, and the thing about it, that they didn't know how to sit down and talk about those back and forth, right? So they fight
exactly.
about those back and forth to be heard from each other. And I feel that's what happens with our male nature relationship. When it comes to female and male communicating, they more shout at each other to be heard, instead of one speak and listen and the other do the same thing. They're both trying to talk at the same time, right? They're trying to be
Exactly.
right. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You can't have a conversation. Two people can't talk at once. Yeah,
It's
it's
true.
impossible. And yeah, I feel like yeah, most men, even me, I've been improving on my emotional side. I feel like it's
Mhm.
hard because we come from a logic side. So some
Yes.
things we see logically. Yeah, if you do that, don't say that. But and then it's like yeah, it's kind of crazy how that works. And
Yeah.
emotions. Yeah, like yeah, certain things you could say something trigger emotions out of them. It's like I just met it
Yeah.
like this. It's like nah, I
Yes.
can't I
I
can't
can't
fix that.
accept that. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then that's where you get the run from, because a lot of us go into relationship broken. Like most of us go into a relationship broken. And then two broken people don't even know how to fix each other first, because people don't realize that I need to fix me before I try to fix another person. So
yep,
two broken people in a relationship trying to make perfection, and they themselves are not perfect. So it kind of a double edged sword you're going into this relationship with. So I always tell people, before you go into a relationship, learn about you. It's all great and dandy trying to create something, but you got to create something in you first before you try to create something in a tangible with someone else.
yeah,
So don't just rush into it. Yeah, if it's so that you decide that, you know what, I want to sleep around, okay, you sleep around if you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There are multiple people to play with out there. But the moment that you want to be serious, be honest with yourself and say, hey, do I think I want to take on a responsibility of another person who may or may not be broken, because we don't know what baggage that person is coming into
exactly.
this union with, right? And then prepare yourself just in case they do have baggage. As a Black community, we all have baggage. We have so many things.
Always something. Yeah. It's like,
Thank
yeah,
you. So we always have something that we have to unshed, we have to heal some from, we have to cry about, we have to God just sit back and let that shit wallow. We got to take our egos out of certain things as well. So be responsible to yourself to know that I really got a lot of issues and I need to figure out these issues, and then
exactly.
accept the burden of somebody else having an issue as well.
Yeah,
We all
and
have it.
a post I put up for Wisdom Wednesdays. I always try to put a post up at least once every day.
Yeah.
So you can only grow together or grow apart. And then once again,
Yes.
we can only work together to fix, or we can work together to destroy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes,
Another
yes,
one on the
yes.
ego death. I feel like ego is definitely in relationships. You gotta get the
Give it
ego out
some
of there.
time. Yeah.
Pretty much, I said pretty much ego creates assumptions and
Mm,
takes and makes everything personal, which is necessary for ego death. And I feel like
yeah.
it's necessary. Like I had an instance like, yeah, oh, my ego. He's like, I didn't know I still had one. It's like, yo, so it's just all of a sudden my
But
ego came out of
I
nowhere.
think I think like how everything is such like a two part, where your anger could be good anger and your anger could be bad anger. It depends on how you use it. I feel like the
Exactly.
ego can also be good and bad, right? There is no
Oh yeah,
one sided. So I feel like if you feed your ego your selfish wants and needs, that is your bad ego. But if you're feeling your ego in terms of, yeah, self love, self care, that good stuff, you know what I mean? Then you can have that positive ego feeding. But you have to be honest with yourself and say, which side of your ego do you feed more? Which side weighs more within the two?
exactly. It's like, yeah, I want to be right. Like, nah, she like, no, she's not right. It's impossible. Like, nah, man, just try to listen. Like, nah, she called, nah, don't answer. Like, nah, the ego is crazy.
And you're
Not
having a
pick up the
whole two
phone.
conversation.
Yeah, the ego is like the conscious, like pretty much the conscious, like, hey man, do this. Like, nah, do this. The good and bad, like you seen on cartoons, got
Exactly.
the halo and then the
And the
horns.
audio is true.
Yeah,
And that is something that we actually fight with every single day, those two voices that's there consistently, right?
definitely.
And for what I find that a lot of people are most afraid of, their inner voices. We don't, if you've watched how the dynamic of especially this century going, where we are consistently distracting ourselves. If it's not a video, it's going somewhere, it's watching a movie, it's social media. We never have enough alone time with ourselves. And most
Yeah,
of the time when we do, we are always trying to distract, because that's when those voices come into play and just consistently be in our faces. I always tell people, do not run from that. That is the time that you take for yourself and
oh yeah.
heal who you are. What is your take on that, though?
My take on like
Yeah.
loneliness.
Yes. And how you
Yeah,
should indulge, if anything.
yeah, it's people I know that lives alone and hate it. It's like, nah, it's time to reflect. I think you should be take advantage of this because I I need this. Like I have no loneliness. It was like, I mean, some days I do, like I'm pretty much enjoying the day to myself. But yeah, like some people don't take advantage of loneliness. They need, and I feel like they use friends as distractions. I feel like, and some like I completely don't. Like if I need to focus on myself, like I'm not gonna text nobody. It's like I'm gonna just chill with myself, and that's, I think some people don't even know they self, and they don't know
Yes.
how to, they don't know they selves, and sometimes they ignore themselves. They use their friends to ignore what they need to focus on today. Like,
Hmm. I agree with you. So, we gotta stop running from each
oh
other,
yeah,
from
yeah,
yourselves, not each other. Because check it, you run from yourself, right? If you want to look at it this way, you're running from yourself. So when you get to somewhere else, you're gonna run from that as well. Face who you are. You facing who you are gives you that foundation to face other things. Who you are is what you need to find. Are you those voices in your head? And then what you need to do also is find out, where did those voices come from? Who put those voices in my head? Is that even my voice in my head? We
Exactly.
have to unshed the voices, take them out. If that voice belonged to a nagging auntie, she gotta go. And
Yeah.
don't keep it. Let that go. So you have to sit down with yourself, because you want a relationship, you want a family, you know what I mean? You want something stable. You want what the white people have, all of those pickets fence and all
Yeah.
those dramatic shit. If you
Yeah.
want that, how you gonna run from you? Where?
Exactly.
You can't run from you if you want something stable. Face
Yeah.
yourself, face your family's pathology, face your family hurt, pain, rejection, abuse, God, all of those things. You've got to face it. You've got to take it out of you in order for you to then see who you are. Where did you leave yourself last? If you have you ever grown up from that 6-year-old child? Did you grow up from that 10-year-old child? Did you grow up from the first pain that someone gave to you? You have to go back and bring your little one with you. Let him or her grow up with the adult version of you. You've got to bring that balance within yourself. I find that a lot of us don't bring our youth with us. We leave it behind because life said, oh, you got to grow up, you have to be an adult.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, like, I think most people is like most open minded when there was that the 7 year phrase when you're finding out things. And 7 years, I feel like should be 7 years, 14, you should be evolved. 21, you should be a
Yes.
constant thing. And yeah, I feel like most people, most people, if they're in a dysfunctional relationship, they just want to stay because they just have a partner, because that's all
Mhm.
they want. It's like,
Mhm.
do you want someone that's actually functional? It's like, I just want somebody. It's like, so you want to settle. And I feel like I've seen people settle, family settle, in and out. It's like, yo, you just want to settle, but you don't like that. It's like, I can't do. I need something. Like, what you mean? What you mean? You should want something for you, strictly for you. So nah, I just take this. Like, nah, you you don't want to do better. You don't want better. It's like
Yeah.
people constantly self-sabotage, and I see it all the time.
Yes.
People self-sabotage. I got friends that
Yes.
that do music but don't put it out. Like, why not? It's like, I don't want the feedback. Like, you gotta try.
Yeah.
You gotta try.
Yes.
And yeah, like,
Because
even,
that's how you know if you're great. Just putting that in there, but continue. Just adding that.
yeah, I think people self-sabotage and fear, and that's why I got books like The Four Agreements. This book,
Love that book.
yeah, I always read it, man. I always keep revisiting, so
Mm,
many highlighters. and
yes.
I feel like, yeah, that book is necessary. Don't make assumptions. And I found myself in, like I mentioned, a conversation where I was forced to make assumption because someone wasn't impeccable with their word. And
Mm,
it's like, man, it's like, this is not a good conversation. Like,
there's
how was it
not.
to be? And then I was like, yeah, the ego came in. You know what? I'm gonna keep going back in this. And I was like, nah, I should have just left the conversation.
Yes. And that
But
is something that we are not aware of, that we don't know how to express. I
yeah,
find that in this community, expression comes with, if I express, you're going to judge me. So it follows up with judgment. And then that fear of being judged. And
judge.
I think when you finish that up, is that fear of what people think of me.
Yeah,
It's not important. What you think about yourself and how you feel about yourself is the most important thing that you will ever need. Don't ever be afraid of somebody else's criticism. You don't know if that criticism is going to be bad or good. Look at the person that's giving you that criticism. Whomever you think is of value that decides to criticize you, what is the conversation are you guys having? Usually, apart from that, is it something where they're always bringing down someone, or are they trying to raise a foundation? They're trying to build someone else. If it's something that they're trying to bring someone down, and you ask them, so how you think my voice sound? Do you really think they're going to tell you something good? It
yeah,
don't work that way. So you have to sit back and watch at the people and watch at the conversation that they've been having with you and other people as well, and realize if they are the one that is part of the problem in the Black community or
yeah.
not.
Yeah, and I
Thoughts?
feel like it's like and I feel like, I posted this as well. I feel like it's a thin line between good conversation and good gossip. And some people, they
Yes.
have great gossip. They don't.
Yes.
People have great gossip, don't know how to have a great conversation. And
Mhm.
I feel like, and that's programmed. Like they seen gossip. But okay, that's how you communicate with people. You gossip. That okay? This is no. Like that's not function. I see my mother gossip. Like, okay, all right. So this is how you should talk. It's like, it's like
Okay.
I'm saying, constantly program and deprogram. But once I
Yes.
found out how a functional conversation works, that's what pretty much sparked this. Like, okay, this is how you have a functional conversations and beneficial conversation.
Mhm. I
Yeah,
agree with you.
yeah. I
And
feel like,
go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, and back to the like words, man. Words,
Expression.
being impeccable with your word, man. And I
Mhm.
hold words accountable. Like people don't hold words accountable. People just say things and say things. What if that? What if? Because I feel like words are swords. Flip it
Mhm.
backwards, it spells swords. And
Yes.
yeah, it's like, and it can be pillows too. Words can be swords or pillows, but
Yeah, boy.
use your words how not even
Careful. Yeah,
care. Yeah,
use your word how you would want to hear them, right? If you don't use your word how you would want to hear them, then why the hell are you saying it? Would you like somebody to say something to you the way that you said to that person?
exactly.
So you always, this is where self-reflection comes back into play. You are the other you. You are the you that you are talking to. You are the you that's him. You're the you that's her, right? So if you know that you don't want things to be said and done to you the same way, don't do them. As
Yeah,
much as you want to find another way to express it. If you want to tell somebody, I actually don't like that dress, don't say you look stink in that dress. Say, no, honey, the way that you may be shaped or whatever the case is, this dress does not complement your skin. I feel like a beautiful pink is going to bring you out. Something around that area, you show them a different set. They may put on a pink, be like, yo, she's right. I should start wearing pink from now. You give them criticism with helping hand. You just don't say, you,
exactly,
no, that looks stink without, and just leave them there. Then what? Okay,
exactly.
so if this make me look stink, what else should I do? That is what you do. You follow up with it. I think this may be that. I think that is that. We've gotten, and I think you can agree on this too. We've been doing our parenting where the parents is like, don't cross the road. Why, ma? Because I said so. What?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So with
yeah,
that, we have been using that. Oh no, you look bad in that. Okay, so what do I look good in? You follow
exactly.
up.
Yeah, and you know, I like comedy, so I reference this comedian all the time. Patrice O'Neal, he was a funny comedian, and rest in
Patrice
paradise.
O'Neill.
So he had a joke where pretty much this is pretty much how men communicate. We so our truth comes from our gut, and then
Uh-huh.
to deliver it to the opposite sex, it comes to the heart. We got to edit
Right.
it. And some men don't edit it, and sometimes I fall guilty of not really cleaning it up the best, because it's all about delivery.
Ah.
It's all about
Okay.
delivery. So it comes to the it comes to the heart, and then
Mm-hmm.
comes to the brain to edit it, to clean it up even more, and then we
Right.
deliver it. But
Right.
um, but yeah, sometimes you know we struggle to realize the emotional, or the delivery, how something can affect someone emotionally. And I think I'm always trying that. That's why I try to not make assumptions and
Mm-hmm.
impact with
Just
my
ask a
word, because that can
question.
that can hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we are not to the point in society where people don't know how to take their feelings out of a conversation, right? People
yeah,
just decide to just put their whole heart into things and then be like getting their feelings hurt. So we have not gotten to that side. I give us 20 years where we can actually sit down and have a conversation without taking it. But for right now, everyone is in their feelings about everything,
oh yeah,
right?
yeah,
So the fact that we know that everyone is still in their feelings, sets out who is in their feelings really deep, who can handle it, and who could be like, yeah, just tell me what you gotta say, girl, it's okay, and I'm feeling started away. We have those stages. See what stages that person's on, and then you know what and where and how to say whatever it is that you want to say.
yeah,
Sometimes, yes, I know it's hard that you have to sit down and think about, oh, I'm tired thinking of people's feelings, but is a factor.
yeah. Yeah, us men, we just sometimes we just talk the talk. Yeah, man. Yeah, we don't have to. Yeah, like we could just say something, and then and then and
As
then
that.
the opposite side, we gotta think about what we say. That's why. I'll be talking to people. It's like, yeah, it's like I wait on your response, because I'm trying to be impeccable with my word. Wait a minute,
Right.
I gotta say this right. It's like, it might take 2 minutes to deliver something. It's like, yeah, I'm still cleaning it up. Wait, you gotta wait on me. Wait.
I agree
Yeah,
with you.
I
Yeah,
feel like
being impeccable with your words is extremely important. Yes.
always try to do your best. Like with that interaction and several interactions, I just try to do my best. Like, oh dang, well, it's another day. I just gotta keep trying.
Yeah.
So
So
it's always something.
question.
Mhm.
What are the few things that we should be aware of if we are in a toxic relationship? What are the few things that are like always there in your face that you can be like, okay, I think I sense this?
Yeah, I think triggers. Yeah, definitely gotta pick up triggers. Like, so my thing is, I'm not going to raise my voice or nothing. I'm not raising my. It's a waste of time.
Yes.
I'm gonna take a walk because that's what I've been programmed to see.
Right.
Okay, my father takes a walk every time something gets sparked. All right, I'm gonna take a walk. I'm taking a walk. It's like I
Right.
see you. It's like I see you in a little bit. So
You're right.
I feel like certain things can be triggered, and like in delivering, how you deliver words and how and think about the ego trying to be right all the time, and that's pretty much what sparks conversation. Like, nah, I'm right. So, nah, you're not right because your point is trash. It's like, nah, my point is better than your point. It's like,
Right.
it's the ego
Competition
thing.
to be right.
And I don't debate with nobody. I stopped debating years ago. I don't want to debate. And once I feel like something that comes into a debate, it's pretty much the weighing of the ego. It's like, nah, I'm gonna take a walk because it's not even important to have if we're not gonna have a positive conversation or
Yes.
have a beneficial conversation, which two sides made, then it's a waste of time talking about it and waste of time, raising my voice, So I just leave most of the time. When it's a funky conversation, I don't do it. But yeah, that's how I handle those situations. I might just read a book on them. It's like, yo, you
Right.
reading right now?
Yes.
I'm
Just to
reading
get
a book and sipping tea right now. That's what I'm doing. It's like, I'm sipping tea on you.
And
Yeah.
that's that. I agree
Yeah.
with you. Like, I feel like it's baseless having a conversation that you take nothing away from. Like, what's the purpose of us talking? Like, I feel like breath is important. And if I am to use my breath, it must be for me to teach or to learn, right?
Yeah.
I don't have time for be mincing words with you if you decide that you want to argue, right? And you should mince words with me if I decide that we should argue instead of you seeing the point or we should learn something from here. It makes no sense. So breath for me is like that movie with Eddie Murphy, 1,000 words or something around that area.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I feel like we should really choose our words and be like, you know what? I just now spent 100 words for nothing. I'ma shut up. Like,
Exactly. Because that's energy wasted. I was listening to so Busta Rhymes, you said like, you could so you could waste your seconds on a negative interaction. I'd rather use I think it's 8,000 86,400 seconds. I'm not gonna give you any of my seconds of the day. It's like I'm not gonna give you 86,400 seconds of my day at all.
right,
If it's gonna be wasted negative, like nah, I'm not gonna give you those seconds. Like nah.
It's true.
And that's every choice comes with invoice once again. And that's true. Like every oh you wanna push me, it's only two reactions that can occur.
Yes.
I'm gonna knock you out or I could leave and be responsible.
I'll leave it.
Yeah, I think
and
negative.
And what people are not aware of is taking accountability, being responsible for self-reaction. Ooh, that's good check. Being responsible for self-reaction. I feel like you get angry, something trigger you. Instead of you looking at, oh no, you got me mad. Okay, all right. But why are you mad? How did you get mad? Yes, this person said something. But you had to take some trigger or reaction or emotion behind that for you to actually get mad and then work on staying mad. Why? I feel like no one asks themselves that those things about themselves. And I feel like if you get mad, why? This is you that got mad. Forget what they did or said to you. Why did what they say did or said to you made you react that way? That is where we go ahead.
Yeah, some people, I feel like I have this issue too, like misplaced anger. It's like, yeah, okay, this is a good person I can release it on. Like, nah, you shouldn't. You should. Like, and sometimes people use people to release, like it's punching bag. Nah, it's like, nah, you shouldn't use people like that. And some people misplace their anger and bring it into a conversation where it really wasn't
their fault
funky to begin with.
Let's visit that. I feel like, for example, this is how I learned about my misplaced anger, right? And I've been looking at it recently. I'm gonna give you two different things that people do when something upset them. I find out recently, like I had a dog a few years ago. That's the first time my healing process. And someone would say something to me, right? And then I will go home. The dog is still being herself, as she always is. But because I am mad, all of a sudden what she's doing, wanting to get my attention, a belly rub, is all of a sudden really annoying. So I'm like, you leave me alone, stop it, whatever. You know what I mean? And I say, like, why are you doing this? That type of thing. No. When I revisit that, I'm like, where did you even get this from? This dog ain't do you nothing. Right? So now I have dogs. And when I'm mad and they're in here, I find comfort in them because they're all up in my skin. So I calm down, I give them a hug because, again, they're being themselves. I am the one that have changed in this equation. I am the one that's angry. So when I reversed all of that, I found out I learned that from my family, my aunts. When they're mad, they tend to take it out on the little one that they know that they can unfear, the children. The only thing that's changing the equation is your anger. The children are still doing the things that they have been doing daily. So always look to see where did you learn to misplace your anger, right? Where did you learn that from? And I feel like when you look at your mom's home or some parental figure in your family, sit down and think about it. Have you ever witnessed or feel misplaced anger from them? And as a child, we are extremely smart and observant. So we would know when our parents are doing those type of diversional things, right? So we're going to see that on the underlining is going to come up. So have you noticed anything like that?
Oh yeah, I have a quick story.
Go ahead.
So my mother having one day she having a bad day and I'm extra talkative and with extra energy, just jumping around. Hey mom, let's go outside. And this is sad to admit, my mother, she put tape on my mouth. I love you, Mom. I was being too much. I was definitely an energetic kid. Like I got in so many incidents. Another quick story. So I was playing in my room, playing with toys, and I seen a bobby pin. So I decided to put the bobby pin into an outlet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Burnt my hand. I burnt my hand it was burnt for like 3 months. I was running down the hall yelling. It's like, yo, It's like, yeah, it was terrible. It was a terrible day. So
wow.
I definitely have a lot of those stories, but yeah, I feel like, and also it was like off the Four Agreements book. It was a.
Hey you, yes you. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for coming to my page. So I would like for you to subscribe, and I also want you to watch the last video, and I hope that you enjoy everything on my channel. Thank you.